Okay, so we did recently talk to those crookback bogs and get that information like we were talking about, that Siri was previously here. They were thinking about eating her and opted not to, or at least she could escape before they did. And that was a lot of fun, getting the chance to play as Siri for the first time. That was a cool experience. And we did have a pretty major choice, I think, if I remember correctly, where we had to decide basically, did we want to side with the crookback bogs or with the spirit that we saw that was in a tree somewhere? And we did ultimately choose to side with the bog, or the crookback bogs. Crone's a crookback bog, there we go, that's what I mean. Even though, you know, they obviously weren't the nicest of people, at least not all the time. But we did it, because it seemed like they were more likely to have useful information on Siri, and I believe that was ultimately the case, based on the results there. We did kind of sort of start to pick a fight with them, which was maybe not a great idea. So that part, I might regret a little bit. Ooh, silver and coal and florins. This is, I'm pretty sure, technically the main road that you were supposed to take on the way over to them, and yet we still have not taken it, even though we've visited the Crones on several occasions. We probably would have gotten that loot a long time ago, had we opted to go this route, but so be it, we got it now. And so yeah, we'll see, ultimately, if those big decisions ultimately seem like they were, whoa, the right way to go, or not. Let's see, I don't really want to fight you, Travis. Kind of a waste of time. And weapon durability, and what have you. I was mostly just curious if there happened to be anything else in that area. Because, like I was saying, we kind of sort of haven't been here. Even that spot? I assume we're going north-ish. Well, actually north and a little bit west. So yeah, we'll head back, and I think what we're going to end up doing today is we're going to start by going to the Bloody Baron, which was a quest that we got at the same time that we got the one for the Crookback Bogs. I keep on calling them the Crookback Bogs. They're the Crones at Crookback Bog. We opted to go with the Crones. I mean, we happened to cross them as we were doing other side quests, and it seemed like it was worthwhile to do it at that point in time, given how it was in the same area that we were in. So, you guys were saying that this is probably something that's worth targeting next. I don't remember if we have any side quests that might make sense to do in the near future. Seems like, yeah, for the most part, stuff we're looking at there is all pretty high above our level. So that's probably good timing as well. We did a lot of treasure hunts recently. So maybe some of the cat school, even that's pretty high. Don't play with the gods. That might be next on our list, depending on if we go all the way through the Bloody Baron stuff now. Because we're close to 13, so that would bring us not too far away from this. And the other thing is that, well, let's check out what's up here, because this looks significant. Not sure we've been here before. Dramatic. That much is clear. No, pretty sure we haven't been here, because I'm assuming we would have taken the emerald dust if we had. Close. Anything kind of like that? Of similar value? Here's something. Those are just browners. That's not terribly significant. So, I'm not actually sure if we've been this way on foot yet. We've been a little further north by the Dragon Slayer's Grotto, because we did that somewhat recently. Place of power over there. But then we did ultimately end up using the fast travel location here once we found it at least, on a few occasions, so I'm not sure we've taken this southern road here. And it might make sense for us to check this out, and basically just walk our way over to maybe at least Lindenvale, and then we'll fast travel Crow's Perch. Not sure we necessarily want to walk all the way to Crow's Perch, but something like that. The other reason we want to make it there is because we have gone this entire time in Velen without having access to a single stash. I'm pretty sure at one point in time, I do think we doubled back into White Orchard, and we might have stockpiled some things on that occasion, but it would be really nice to be able to actually store some things now. And you guys are saying that we have started to accumulate a fair share of crossbow bolts. That, whoa, yeah, you know? And that those had some weight to them, that were making things a little bit harder for us to hold on to other things for that reason. And I wasn't looking at them recently to see just how significant that weight might be. The answer is pretty heavy, at least in this case. We have 70 of these. They are worth something, though. So I wonder... I mean, depends. Either we drop them right now and say, who needs them? Or, I mean, ideally, I would think, at least in this case, 1,000 coins there? That'd be nice to be able to sell that stuff to a merchant of some sort. I would assume that once we get to Crow's Perch, we will find some of those people. Might mean we'd have to sell to several people, because no one's going to have that much on them. But I think what we'll do in that case is... What was that? Oh, Ballclip? And a rat? Actually, not sure. Hitting rats reduces the durability on our weapons? It probably does, so maybe that's a reason not to. And I was thinking, yeah, there might be some loot underneath this thing. So, one of the reasons why we might want to get rid of all those crossbow bolts and what have you is because it will give us more weights that we can carry, meaning easier for us to loot stuff. Because we have definitely needed to drop our fair share of things. Sound like wolves. So you guys were saying that, you know, that might help make it easier for us to carry more and not have to drop so much, and then that makes it easier to sell things, build up some more monies, all that good stuff. Definitely wolves fairly close at this stage. I am going further north, which is not necessarily in the right direction, but I found that it seems like, generally speaking, oh really? We break our ankles on rivers, but also there's a lot of loot in and under the bridges and, you know, waterfalls and what have you. So it seemed like it might have been worth taking a little bit of a detour. Check that out. But this likely will start bringing us toward a location that we've already been to. Because, yeah, we're getting close to Dragon Slayer's Grotto. Not sure that we necessarily went quite this far south. Probably fairly close to it. Like, basically, the place we went to was underneath this spot here, and that is the place of power that we visited. So, I think for that reason, we'll start going more in the quote-unquote right direction. Focus less on exploring the wilderness. So at this angle, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to end up crossing paths with those wolves. Come on. Yep. Come on. There we go. So yeah, I think we'll hold off dropping those bolts at least until we find ourselves carrying enough stuff that we absolutely must drop. If we don't have to, then we don't have to. I mean, we have in the past, but... So say, for example, if we, like, run into battle, get some good loot to drop, we don't have enough space for that. Or if we find some loot on the side of the road that's really nice, all that stuff might be a reason for us to offload that. But at the moment, at least, it would just mean dropping for the sake of dropping when that's not strictly necessary. We could use Roach to travel a little bit quicker, of course, but I'm curious to explore a little bit more. I feel like whenever you have Roach, there's the tendency to just go straight to whatever location you're going to, go on the path, don't deviate from it at all, which, yes, is faster, of course, but you have the potential to miss out on some things you might have otherwise seen. Like, for example here, I believe, yeah, this is the little building here, and then we were talking about how you might also want to check this place out. Whatever that is. Looks like, based on the shape of whatever structure that is probably some sort of ruins. But oftentimes, there's at least something in these areas here. What is that? Eh? Okay, those are wolves. That's a skeleton hanging from the tree. So that's always a good sign. In fact, ooh, we've been here? We may have actually been here already. Because that looked like a chest, except it looked looted. Or at least empty. This one, however, for a second, looked like it had loot in it. This one. Yeah. So, in the past, when we've seen things light up momentarily there and then not light up afterward and not actually be lootable, I think that has generally been a sign that at one point in time, yes, there was something of note in there. However, at some point we went in and took it. So the game just kind of needs to go like, oh yeah, now that you remind me, there was originally something there, but not anymore. You already took it. So, seems like we've been there. Not sure, though, we've been to this spot here. Which will be the more ruins-ish area. At least what we were expecting to be a ruins-ish area. That looks like a golem. Or something of that sort. Let's save real quick. And check it out. I'm assuming it is very powerful, and will likely beat us up. But you know, there's only one way to know for certain. Oh, we have not seen many of that specific type of herb. Ooh. Okay, not that that's amazing loot there, but it's some loot. So that's interesting, at least. And that looks familiar. Oh, you know what? Have we been here? Is this the location where when we were... Yes, I think so. When we were using the boat and checking out this bandit camp over here, and we did ultimately end up crossing over this body of water and using that to re-emerge on this side and go over to either Downworn or the Rune Tower or the Crookback Bog area, or maybe even back up to Lindenvale. And I think along the way, we did encounter a golem of sorts. So this is probably it. There's lots of herb. I feel like, you know, it's not insignificant for us to pick that up, if it has truly been that difficult to find. So yeah, I think we probably have already asked ourselves this question then. But maybe we confirm? Yep.
Stench.
Yep. Run. As any ranged attacks, we could be in trouble. But it doesn't appear as though that's the case. So... may still be mad at us, but I think we are safe for the time being. Okay. Well, good to confirm at least, and it may very well be guarding something over there. It seems like, generally speaking, whenever there's a really strong enemy of some variety, it's kind of out of the ordinary. And that is usually the case. They may just not quite have gotten close enough for it to actually say, guarded treasure. And I suspect that may very well be the case. I'm thinking of, like, the Basilisk that was also question mark in terms of its level. Lots of drowners here. This is also probably going along the water quite a bit. Yeah, in that area that we were before. So let's head more strictly north. which may not necessarily be the fastest way to get to this location as the crow flies, but is probably more practical, because that would mean that we're actually staying on foot rather than needing to swim or grab a boat. I think there was a boat in that general area, but we'll try the land route, because like I said, I think we have been in that general area on boat before. We definitely have. So, rain seems to have changed a little bit here, but okay. Crow's Eye, we may not have that much of that either. At the very least, it's an opportunity for us to pick up some of the stuff that we've not picked up a lot of. And there's lots of it here. So that's not bad. This area, it feels like there would be something here. Feels somewhat distinct from other locations. Just the topography of it. Like I was saying, the slightly different foliage is other herb somewhere in that general area, but we'll live without it, probably. Andrake. Yeah, I've seen a fair amount of it in very specific locations. I thought, generally speaking, it was something that supposedly grew in, like, grave sites? Areas where people... That could kind of be what we're seeing here. Theoretically, yep, something else here. More mandrake. Yeah. Which further reinforces the idea that there's something to this location. But... oh, there we go. What is this? Entrance, yes, but straight down? That's a little bit odd. Yeah. We tried this spot here? I know we must have, right? Because we went to this island, and I think we came from the north. So, we would have gone right past this spot? I have to assume we would have. It's also just tons and tons of other herbs here. Oh, what is this? This might be something that gives us more information about what the deal is with this entrance here. This is definitely giving me vibes of something that we will need to do later on for quest reasons. Like these red items here that highlight during our Witcher Sense mode mean that there's something quest related. So maybe this is just a side quest, but it seems like, generally speaking, when we run into these things without any prompt in advance, then it is oftentimes a main quest update. So I'm thinking of things like the item that we had that gave Johnny back his voice, things of that nature. So I feel like, although we did just find that, I'm going to deliberately not look at it, at least not immediately, just in case we are jumping the gun here. Oh, thought I saw something moving over there. It's just the dough. So yeah, if it turns out that that is fair game, and we can of course go back now, and it is on our map now, so we know that it exists. That's the primary thing, is knowing that it's there. So we can make sure that it happens at some point. As for whether it's right now or not, I'm thinking probably not. That way we can do a few other things in the meantime and see if we happen to find a specific quest that does deliberately direct us in that direction. In which case we can say, yeah, you might have anticipated that. Okay, so this... Lindenvale already? It might be. Let's double check. Or are we about to walk? Yeah, it is. Okay, I was gonna say, we're about to walk into some adversarial area. I suppose if we took just a few more steps, we would have seen. Okay, don't mind if I do. And perhaps here as well. Ooh, phosphorus? That might be a useful crafting item. I think most of that other stuff fairly weak, uninspiring. Okay, so we do have a trader here. So we could sell some stuff. I don't think we have a ton of things. Let's read that, actually. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure if we've read this before. The inhabitants of the village of Downworn and Lindenvale, oh, we have, okay, are hereby ordered to report to the Nilfgaardian Army Group Center Camp to perform labor for the Empire. Lists of assigned residents and their designated days of service have been provided to the village aldermen. Those caught evading their duties shall be flogged. Commander, Army Group Center Camp. Yeah, so let's just sell a little bit of stuff here.
Greetings.
Because we do have, of course, someone who's
Wouldn't mind a look at your stuff.
willing and able, theoretically. We have 200 coins. This would be potentially an opportunity for us to sell things like bolts. Unfortunately, you are not willing to purchase them from us. Oh, and the game has crashed. We'll get on back, and I'm assuming probably saved in Lindenvale automatically. I mean, we didn't manually save, but as for where exactly we'll be restarting, we'll have to see.
Pursued by a spectral rider, she had fled into the swamp, where Geralt lost her trail once more. He now needed a new lead.
And I'm curious what our new lead is going to be. So we obviously, we have the Baron that we're going after now, but I don't remember what exactly the connection is between him and Ciri. Okay, so we're actually right back in Lindenvale. So, crash was not a huge deal, it seems. Mostly just means we'll head back in here, and assuming that we can actually sell to this guy, and the game doesn't decide that, no, you are strictly forbidden from doing that, then we'll proceed to do so. And as for what the best things to sell to him would be, any weapons or armor are theoretically... Alright, he won't buy them, so there's that. But also, they're theoretically more valuable to their respective specialists. So that likely means that our generic junk-like items are probably best. Our furs and what have you. Our ash. Okay. And some furs are not like the others. Some are more valuable. We should probably try to make a point of selling the heavy ones and the valuable ones. And then the ones that are fairly light or not so valuable, probably makes sense to just break them down into components when we get the chance. I think the vials, people were saying, are basically useless, so we'll just get rid of those as well. That's actually worth a fair bit. Except, cannot afford purchase both of them from us. Not unless we purchase some of your stuff, which don't really think we're interested in doing. So at least an opportunity to get rid of a little bit of weight and also build up a little bit more in our bank.
Farewell.
So, oh dear. In that way, probably useful. I did not mean to speak to you again. I
Farewell.
wanted to see if we could speak to the other person here. Is that really gonna happen every time we stop talking to someone?
Best give
We're gonna have our eyes poke out of our head. Granted to the Baron. Sick moves, dude. But also, stop bumping into us. And yeah, if that's like what everyone at the Baron's place is gonna be like, then uh-oh. We could be in trouble. Okay. But I think that is more or less the only thing we needed to do, or wanted to do, in Lindenvale. So now, let's actually use the teleporter. And we will head on over Rose Perch. And we did visit here once previously, before we had this quest, And we tried going into the city, but we were not able to actually make it all the way in. We just made it to the outskirts. That was it. It was like a locked portcullis we couldn't get through. So, I'm hoping that that's not the case this time. There's some way for us to get in, I would think. Otherwise, this would be a very short mission. Oh, okay, well, that might be the update we're looking for. Let's see what it says. Find the Baron. We are at his castle. We need to find him. And as for what exactly the Baron's connection to Ciri is, I mean, he's theoretically the at least self-imposed leader of Velen. Nilfgaard's agent had determined Ciri had stayed with the Baron. Okay, so similar to other places where we'd seen Ciri before, she just was there at some point. The self-proclaimed ruler of Velen. This man was known for his violent temper and 3-mile-long cruel streak, hence his moniker, the Bloody Baron. Geralt, however, was not one to be frightened by nicknames, least of all those taken from bodily fluids, and so made his way to Crow's Perch, Baron's seal, to ask about Cirilla. Okay, so we're theoretically looking for the Baron himself, and or... Actually, it creaks when we step on it? That's cool. But theoretically, any sign of Ciri as well could be useful. Okay. That? Not really. I think it did. So that does mean that we have, I believe, poked our head in most of these shops here. Oh. I don't think we've tried going out this direction. Or have we taken a little dip in the water here. Not necessarily sure there's any reason why we would want / need to do that other than perhaps maybe some loot. So we could potentially try to sell to some people, much like we just did in Lindenvale, just because these people will also have monies, because we basically made the other shopkeeper broke.
We meet again, Master.
Ah! You keep following us around, it seems.
Show me what you've got on offer.
This is the guy who we saved way back in, what was it? White Orchard, is it not? Guy who we helped get away from the Griffin. So, let's see what you are willing to buy or sell from us. You are willing to buy or sell weapons, whereas the other person was not. So that's a little tempting, but like we were saying earlier, not quite as valuable to sell to this guy as it would be to sell to a specialist. So that might be a reason to hold off, because I would assume that since we're in a pretty large town here, /city, /castle, that we would have the opportunity to find one of those specialists. In fact, we may have already heard about some of them from other people, so let's continue to just sell junk instead in that case. Even's Feather. We only have one of those, and I don't remember ever having gotten them before, so I'm a little hesitant to sell it in case it has some other use, either from a crafting component standpoint, or... Well, it doesn't say that it is a crafting component itself, but I'm curious what that breaks down into. I think we wait there, in that case. And that would leave us with mostly just more leathers of different varieties. And the pig hide. Old sheepskin has some value to it. Rabbit pelt, not so much. Horsehide does. Might draw the line there. You are loaded. Wow. Still have 400 coins after that. I mean, we haven't sold a ton to you just yet, but still. Okay, so yes, we could theoretically go back to him if we figured that there actually aren't very many people to sell weapons and armor to, and I doubt that'll be the case. Oh, also, could we sell crossbow bolts to you? No, you still will not purchase them. Oh, although you guys might have been saying that actually you cannot sell crossbow bolts, even though they say they're really valuable.
So long.
Whoa, and also you can teleport. I think that was part of the reason why you guys were saying they're kind of a trap item, because they're actually pretty hard to get rid of. What? What? Hold on. Thinking we drew our sword for a reason there. and there's the combat music playing. But I don't see where the enemies are. I heard the commotion in this building. How do we get in there? Because we can't. It's locked. So, yeah, not really sure what the deal was there. This, I'm assuming, could theoretically be a location where people get mad at us for taking this stuff. We do need to be a little bit mindful of that, because it's mostly a question of, are there guards or are there not guards? I'm assuming this place is big enough for there to be guards. Oh, we definitely can't get through there.
Best deal around. One for the boys
Is it
too.
in here?
Or,
Can we head in this direction? Why do we keep on drawing our sword? I'm not doing that. Is it because someone's seen us taking loot? Yes, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that is it. I think precisely the scenario that we were talking about has come to pass. And so I don't actually know what the deal is there. It's been a long time since we last had guards get mad at us. So, do they forget after a certain amount of time? If we, like, teleport and then teleport back, will they forgive us? Are we forever a criminal in Crow's Perch? If so, then that's probably a pretty bad thing, seeing as how our main quest is in this location. So, I'm assuming it probably wouldn't go over terribly well if we were to, say, you know, like, fight everyone in the Baron's castle area. You know, like, destroy whatever personal army he's formed, because, yeah, if we're trying to win favors with them, that's probably not the best way to do that. So, we'll double check here. I'm taking this as an opportunity to investigate a little bit further as to what, if anything, is down below this area. We continue to have items in below bridges. Seemingly not on that occasion. Yeah, so I'll be curious to see if they're still mad at us when we hop back in after this little excursion. And if so, then we can do a couple of things. We can, like I was saying before, we can teleport away and teleport back, see if that makes enough time pass, or like meditate, pass some time. See if that basically gives them enough time to decide that they don't care anymore. Maybe that's wishful thinking. I'm not sure. Like I said, we've only had one of those guys chase us once before, and that was way back in White Orchard. And so we don't really have a lot of experience there, so I don't know. Does it still have a red dot there? That's just herbs that are, or were, on a different elevation. They were showing up red, even if it wasn't necessarily an indication of an enemy. Yeah, so I'm not seeing a ton of things out here, it seems. So it might be that the perimeter is not all that worthwhile to explore, although, of course, it could potentially just be that we happen to have looked at all the places that are not stocked to the brim with good stuff. And as soon as we round a corner, then suddenly that will be the case. Don't really know. What is this? Was this one of the...
All step. 6 summers.
Huh? No idea what that means. Thought that might have been one of the Defenders of the Faith type of items slash quest things. Shrines that we repaired earlier. Yeah, see, like, there's a little path here. It leads toward the water. Which would lead me to believe that there might be something in this area outside the city. But maybe not. I'm not sure. That would seem like a really good place to hide something. And these cliffs look like they have a steep enough incline that I doubt we could get up them. Yeah. So we're probably going to head back in that case. And we'll see whether people have forgiven us or not. Unless this whatever this is, boulder, has anything good. Is a boulder, but it's a nice boulder. Trek would be proud. Okay. At this rate, I'm not sure which side is actually more efficient for us to go to. Do we loop back around? Or do we continue the way we've been going? Yeah, we are like exactly halfway across. More or less. So it would probably be fastest, of course, if we were walking on land rather than swimming. But other than that... anything on that little patch there? Doesn't seem like it. Yep, mostly just, it's like, it's a moat. Boo! Did not mean to fall there. Makes the city more defensible, of course. So understandable in that way. But seriously, couldn't just get a little bit of loot for your attackers? Seriously, so rude. Whatever happened to the gift-giving culture? Paying your visitors respect. Apparently, not something these guys are too keen on doing. I feel like we could theoretically jump this. In fact, we can. So there's your shortcut. I do think we have been to this area of the city before. We were looting stuff here. It's a little bit of a broken down area, I think. A little bit more ruins to the side. Yeah, whereas like inside these walls is more the actual main city. So we'll see if people are happy with us or not here. If they aren't, like I said, we can, yeah, it looks like they are still not happy with us. So there are a couple things we could do. We could teleport away and teleport back. We could meditate, see if time passes and they forget about it. We could roll back a save. I mean, it's not like we've done a lot of stuff since that's happened. We wouldn't miss out on much. So I think what we ought to do here is let's do a quick, not this actually. Let's do, what I meant to do was meditate and see if doing that makes any differences, and if not, then maybe we'll reload a save. I do still see the red dots on the map, which would suggest these guys have not forgiven us. So I think we should reload then. Because I think it's one thing if it's a little town that is of no major significance to the plot. But on this occasion, I'm assuming that this spot is meaningful enough that that might be a significant thing if we are not able to actually hang out in this area. So let's load a previous save. And I'm not necessarily sure which one's going to be the best. I don't know when exactly we went in and did bad stuff. Like, is this us running away? It might be.
While in Crookback Box, Syria had happened on the Crones.
So we'll see if, basically, are people mad at us at this point in time? If they are, then we'll go one further back, which I think might be something we need to do, because just based on the direction in which we're headed, it looked like, based on the little preview there, that this was us running away, leaving the city. Let's see. Is that so? Maybe, maybe not. Are you mad at us? You guys were there when we first entered this spot. We spoke to you. Then the guards were here, and yes, our sword is drawn. Yeah, I think that is the case. So let's... unless we made them mad at us way back, like, the first time we went in this area. In which case, then we're in big trouble. Because that would mean that they had held a grudge for forever, seemingly. So let's load the previous save then. Oh yeah, actually, you can look at this one. I think we can see ourselves looting something in that preview. So this might be right as it's happening. Did the game auto-save right as we were stealing? Be like, you are going to regret this moment.
Unsure if
Maybe.
they should eat her or surrender
Maybe
her
it
to the
did.
wild hunt, Siri escaped before they could decide. Pursued by a
Alright,
spectral
well,
rider,
I'm
she had
trying to
fled
skip
into the
this at the
swamp,
moment.
where Geralt
But,
lost her trail
there we
once
go.
more.
Are you still mad at... Oh, this is Lindenvale, actually. Okay, well, I mean, what, we... From Lindenvale, we basically just teleported to Crow's Perch. We looked around Crow's Perch, the perimeter, didn't see anything. We sold to a merchant. That's about it. So, yeah, I think this is probably the ideal scenario, come to think of it. And we should be pretty confident that we've not done anything, at least today, in this instance, that will make those guys mad at us. Unless the fact that those random peasants are also scared of us is an indication that no matter what we do here, guards are going to be mad. That might be true. Let's see. But that means there's nothing... Yeah, there's nothing we can do in that case. They were mad at us from the beginning. Mad at us now. How high a level are you? You're 3. So, I mean, we could kill them. I would rather not do that, because I feel like, you know, that might have some plot significance if we were to try to do that. Actually, somewhat significant amount of damage for someone who's level 3. We did find that way. That's not what I wanted to do. We did find that way to make it into the other area without fighting these guys earlier. I think that might actually be relevant. Because, yeah, what I would like to do would be make it through here without fighting any of those guys. Which means no. Don't switch the sword.
Come closer. Don't be shy. We meet
Don't
again,
be
master.
shy. Never mind the fact that the guards are mad at us.
Show me what you've
So yeah,
got.
basically what that showed us is that although we have not done anything this time around to make those guards mad at us, because we loaded an old save in which we had not stolen anything, at least not this time, that to me suggests that a long time ago we stole something and those guards saw, and they are still mad at us weeks later, in which case there's not really anything we can do to make them unsee that, apparently. So yeah, we were selling some furs and what have you. It looks like with the save that we reloaded, we also did not sell things to the person in Lindenvale. That's not a huge deal. We'll just sell that stuff to this guy. This guy was pretty loaded anyway. We can probably just buy everything from us, or close to it. And then what we will do is we will try to hop the fence, get around those guys. If we have to, we'll fight them, and maybe taking them out means that they just won't bother us going forward. But you know, it's just maybe feel like it's best not to make those guys mad at us when we're about to talk to their leader. You're like, oh hey, Bloody Baron, by the way, I heard you get really mad very easily. And just wanted you to know that we happen to have taken out your entire guard. Probably wouldn't sit well. If we're trying to win brownie points, that's probably not the way to do it.
So long.
Best deal around. For the price of two.
Okay.
Or,
Yeah, so those sounds of people screaming, I believe, are the sounds of people just running from us. What we want is to get to... I believe it is the eastern side. Yeah, it is the eastern side. So if we can get on this eastern side of this gate here, then I believe we will be able to make it through without having to worry about those guys. Is this going to kill us? It's going to deal a lot of damage, but we can survive that fall. Okay. So let's go around this way. We've established that it is possible to do that. So, when we hug this wall enough, hopefully, there are the guys who are mad at us. So if we can hop in basically anywhere over here, then we should be able to get past them. We are just going to continue destroying our ankles. Although we are, I believe, in now. Some wall that is, right? Pop it? Not stopping anyone from getting in that case. Okay, so yes. We've now made it past those guards. We'll just proceed to never open that door again. And we'll head over here. And we'll hope that that does not come back to haunt us, that a long, long time ago, we accidentally made those guys mad at us, because there's basically nothing we can do at this point to change that.
Baron home?
Not your concern.
Need to talk to him. Open the gate.
Not a chance.
We heard what happened at the crossroads.
We'll not let a man like that in here.
Oh, are they just
Won't get in that way. Gotta
mad
find
at us?
another. Ought to look among the villagers. Might find one brave enough to help me.
Huh. Okay. Are they automatically mad at us because of what we did at the crossroads? I don't remember what the crossroads was specifically. Go to the map. No, not that. Talking the map. Crossroads was where? Is that up at the beginning? Mulberrydale in that area? I don't remember where the crossroads is/was. Did we do something really controversial to make this guy mad at us in advance? Didn't necessarily think so. Fullerton, Minstrel Manor. Oh, we do know there's some kind of quest there, although we haven't checked it out yet. Crossroads up here? Blackbow. Fullerton, Banning Tower, Isolated Shack. Oh, you know what? Wasn't the crossroads? It was like here, in at the crossroads. Okay. Oh, and didn't there was oh, you know what it was? We were talking to the shopkeeper at the inn at the crossroads, and he was saying to us, "Oh, hey, I'll give you some information. Don't have a lot that I can tell you, but oh, by the way, Baron's men are coming pretty soon. You should probably get out of here because they're on their way." And we said, well, you know, we'll test that theory. And we stuck around and did end up fighting them. They were not very difficult to fight. But that does mean that we did, you know, defeat some of the Baron's people way back then. So that might be the reason why they are still mad at us. And that might be why these guys insist on fighting us. So, yeah, I mean, again, in case we can avoid it, it might still be best for us to not do that. But at this stage, there's probably no way of undoing that, or no way of having them forgive us. Unless the Baron comes out and says, hey, this Geralt guy is actually not that bad. Lay down your weapons. So we'll go back around, and I mean, like, it would take just a matter of seconds to actually kill them, but trying to do it the right way. It is a little bit slower, but I'm hoping that making that extra effort might pay off. Or at least, even if it doesn't, you see where I'm coming from. But, you know, we've had some things kind of like this happen in the past before, where we have made some people mad at us who we didn't really want mad at us. But if there's any way to make up for that, then I would like to do that. And if we make our best effort and it's just not possible, then we did what we could. If it is possible, then hopefully we make it happen. So I'm guessing that if there is a villager that's willing to help us, it would likely be either this guy, because he's not running away from us.
Well-traveled. So tell me, should I beat me wench once a week, or often?
But you're a terrible person. I mean, we could ask you,
What's
but
new
I'm
in the broad
doubtful.
world?
I think more likely the person we rescued, this guy here.
Come closer.
Probably the
Don't be
one.
shy. We meet again, master.
Or not, because it seems like there's
So
no additional things that we can ask him about.
Gander over here.
Most of the
about that?
doors are
takes a
locked.
tired old man not to panic and run when I appear.
This guy.
This white-haired fellow.
Okay. I think he's referring to this guy. However, he is close enough to these guys. Oh, these guys are headed towards us. So that is why we cannot speak to this gentleman at the moment. We are technically in combat. Oh yeah, we do see our quest marker is showing us that way. toward that guy there. So, I mean, this guy's just not sure it's going to be possible at this stage. So, I wanted to not kill these guys in case it mattered, but at this point, I'm not so sure that's even an option anymore. Unless we can kite this guy so far away from the other people that we can still talk to that old man. Maybe that's possible, but it seems very unlikely at this stage. Like, if you just, like, follow me all the way out of the city? Block your line of sight, maybe? Just lead you down this path? Hey, man, you know, if you just, like, walk down here, maybe?
Now!
Then, I will attempt to flee. There is still the archer who is over here, who is, I think, probably still fairly close to this guy. Can I speak to you? I don't want to punch him. That is not the objective. I would like to not be in combat, ideally. But he's still over there, the archer, at least. Yeah, I don't think it's possible. I mean, I can try. Oh, wait. Your back turn. Your back turn. Hold on. Here's our opportunity. Make it happen.
Greetings.
Here we go.
Greetings to you.
Other villagers all scurried off soon as they saw me. You didn't.
Oh, I'm too old to scurry. Besides, what could you do to me? Kill me? Go ahead. I've not long to live. Tan me hide? Wouldn't work. My skin's right brittle.
Okay. So yeah, one thing I guess that I'm curious about is, let me know, did we do something specifically other than, I mean, obviously, fighting the guards at the crossroads, that definitely made those guys mad at us. So I'm assuming that was a guaranteed way of getting those guards to fight us. But do they fight you no matter what in this scenario? Or was there something else that we did? Was it that we actually stole something from this location previously and they noticed that, and so they were holding a grudge with us, against us for all that time for that reason?
Lived here long?
Since I was born. Reckon that'll be more than 70 winters.
Must
Looks
know
good
the
for
area
70.
well.
Not bad.
Listen, I gotta get inside the fortress. Can I do that without going through the front gate?
Ye can, but few know the way. If you were to make an humble offering, call it, to this humble man, maybe I could point you in the right direction.
Could it be that cave entrance that we saw previously? Maybe. I feel like this is maybe not making a good case for ourselves. And both of these things feel like that's pretty aggressive, and this is arguing against us. So, it's 15 points, so do it.
Fine. Don't really feel like
I'm
arguing
getting
with
experience
the
point.
guards.
Years back, when the old lord still ruled Crow's Perch, the blacksmith's boy went missing. Whole village looked for him. No luck. Finally found the boy in the river. He drowned.
Tragic. But how's that supposed to help me?
A few days on, an old woman who served the lord found the boy's cap near the castle well.
So, either he lost it there or he fell in the well.
Clever man. Village folk built a shrine where they found the lad's body, northwest of here. Wait till you find an entrance to a passage nearby.
Shrine. Where is it exactly?
Track that weaves through the village. Follow it to the bridge. Turn right past that. Then go on, straight as piss, till you get to a crossroads. Turn right again. Then follow that path up a hill. Shrine stands upon it.
Right past the bridge, then right again. I'll find it, thanks.
Okay. Wait, I'm assuming it also probably shows up on our world map. Might be easier. We'll just make it to the bridge first, and then it'll show us the way. Okay, we very well may have already been to that location. Might have been one of the places we were talking about earlier. Let's see.
See, you're a man well traveled, so tell me,